Hello, everyone. You're listening to WRPI Troy. I am joined today by members of the band Revitalizer, which is very exciting. This is in preparation and promotion for the Battle of the Bands, which is happening on November 7th at 7 p.m. in the Rensselaer Union here at RPI, which is next Friday. Very exciting. Revitalizer is one of the bands that we'll be performing, so I have a couple members of the band here in studio to do an interview. So I'd like to go around and introduce yourselves and say what instruments you guys play. Oh, I should probably turn your microphone up. That'd be helpful.
Hi, I'm Liz. I am one of the lead singers for Revitalizer. I am a senior and have been in this band since it started.
My name is Aaron. I'm the lead guitarist and manager of Revitalizer. I started this band 4 years ago, but we've really only been performing for 3. So I've been with it for a while now, and I'm a senior here at RPI.
My name is Luke. I'm the bass player filling in for Revitalizer this semester. I've only been playing with everyone for a couple of months now, but it's been a blast so far.
Nice. I know this is not everybody who's in the band who's sitting with me. Who are the other members of the band of Revitalizer, and what do they play?
So we have Max Knudsen on the drums. Gabriel Babbitt is our other guitar player. And Bella Carone is the other vocalist. And we have played with a pianist who is not with us this semester. But we have played with a pianist, Nahara, who has been at some of our shows and is expected to be with us next semester and in the future.
Fun fact, she's actually in one of the other bands that's going to be playing at Battle of the Bands. So it's going to be a nice little reunion.
Nice. So you guys feel betrayed that she's not playing with you guys?
No. Everyone has their own experiences in music.
Nice.
This is just ours.
Awesome.
I feel a little betrayed.
That's okay. You guys can hash it out at the Battle of the Bands next Friday. So you mentioned that the band has been together for 4 years, you had said, right? How was the process of getting the band together and forming the band at the beginning?
Yeah, so the first thing that I did was I just got together with a bunch of my buddies and I said, hey, what if we played in a band and through the RMA? And they were all like, yeah, that sounds great. So I had my freshman year roommate, Alex, and we went to the RMA board, and the RMA has a process of certifying their small groups that play at their concerts. So we had to meet with them and discuss what we were going to do as far as our band and how we were going to fit into the RMA structure. So I got together with him and a couple other of my buddies freshman year, and we formed the band and we started practicing, and everything seemed pretty fine, but we weren't really able to put together anything performance-wise due to conflicting schedules and other issues that came up with just people. They were my friends, so it was kind of a hodgepodge of people, and the way that we meshed together wasn't exactly the greatest for performing. So the following year, I took a second stab at it, and I decided to ask exclusively people who were already musicians to play in the band through the RMA's advertising venues such as Discord and posters and other outreach that they do on their own. I asked them to help us find people, and then I found the original lineup of our performing band, which consisted of the people that I've already told you, plus Ryan Gallagher, who was our previous bass player prior to Luke joining this semester.
Nice. Has there been many changes to the lineup since the beginning?
Well, we both had our senior, our Archaway last year, both me and Aaron, and we needed to find a new singer and a new guitarist. I don't remember what they did for Aaron, but we did bring on Bella that's how we got Bella on our lineup.
Gotcha.
She was the replacement for our Fall Away. And then once I came back, we decided, you know what? It would be fun to expand our discography and do more songs and conserve our singers so that we could, do more.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess it's an interesting thing to have two different singers in your band. How do you break up, like, who do you decide sings this song versus that song? And have you ever done songs that have two singers and both of you have sung during different songs, or is that something you haven't done yet?
Oh, we have. Our general decision is whether or not, I've sung it before, or whether or not it's a new song. And if it's a new song, we'll decide, how does our vocal range go for this? Or, hey, I have a lot of experience on this song. Or, hey, I really like this song. I really want to do this song. And sometimes it actually pans out well. Like, we recently decided that we wanted to do either Crazy Train or Rock You Like a Hurricane. And me and Bella looked at each other. We're like, I kind of want to do Crazy Train. And Bella's like, I kind of want to do Hurricane. And we're just like, yes, it worked.
Awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of the vocal decisions that I pick out all the music for what we're going to end up playing. I take input from what the band says, but ultimately I'm going to decide. And a lot of the things that I consider when I'm deciding on a song that I want us to play is how do our vocalists fit into this? There are definitely times where I've picked songs where I've been listening to in a car and I've been like, oh, this is a great song. Like, I really want to play this. Let's play it. And then our vocalists are like, why did you pick this song? Like, we can't sing this. So I consider both of the vocalists' range, and I always take their opinion very highly when picking a song because they're the ones who are going to be singing it. If they can't sing the range, then it's not going to work out. So I divide the songs pretty evenly. Family Weekend was the last concert we played, and we did 3 and 2, one vocalist and the other. And one of the songs we played, you asked if we had multiple vocalists singing at the same time. We did. For one of the songs, we had backup vocals.
Nice.
And I really like playing songs like that. There aren't a whole lot of them in the type of music that we play, but when I can include them, I really like to do that also.
Nice. Yeah, I have your set list from Family Weekend. I was able to catch most of that show, which was this previous weekend, and I'll commend. It was Bella who was singing "Holy Diver" by Dio. It's impressive for. I'm a big Dio fan, and anything sung by Ronnie James Dio is very impressive. So it's pretty impressive that you guys have that on your set list, and that she was able to sing that, because I've done karaoke where I've sung Dio songs and it's not good. So it's impressive to do that. But I guess, is there any more to your process on how you select songs? Like, how do you, is it, I know you guys do mostly like classic rock and stuff like that. Is there any, like, is it stuff that you like to listen to, or just, what's that process like?
So generally I'll be listening to something in the car and I'll be thinking, oh, this would be a really great song to play live. And I like to feature all of our band members in one way or another. So I really like to pick songs that highlight one particular instrument. We played Tom Sawyer over the weekend for Family Weekend, and Luke was really shining through on the bass in that set. So I really like picking songs that'll have like a bass feature like that. Or we've played a couple songs with a drum feature. Our drummer Max is really, really good. So I like featuring him also on songs like Tom Sawyer. We've played Separate Ways by Journey before. That also has a pretty good drum solo. And I like featuring different people. I've been giving Gabe a lot of songs that he likes to play the solos in, so he gets featured. And then prior to our pianist leaving us, we had songs that she was featured in also. So that's one aspect, is figuring out how the band can play songs that feature different people, and also songs that I like to listen to on a regular basis, because those tend to be more fun for me to play. Third, as I said earlier, I consider the input of the bands. And if people have been giving me songs that I think will work, I'll play them. And one of the songs recently, it's been a couple years since we played it, but we played an indie tune called Duvet, and that was our old bassist Ryan's suggestion, and he really, really liked that song, but it had not been a song that I had heard before. We decided to play it, so I'll take in any types of new suggestions.
Yeah. For instance, for this upcoming concert for the Battle of the Bands, we were trying to figure out what new song to put in it, and there's actually some context for this song. We chose to take on Holiday by Green Day.
Okay.
And some context to that is I kind of joined this band because a friend of mine had been in a band in high school, and unfortunately he's no longer with us, and his band did Holiday. So I figured as my last year that doing this song, having the chance to do it, I would regret not doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Luke, do you have any thoughts on anything we've talked about, or as we were just mentioning how there's a cool bass line stuff in Tom Sawyer. Any thoughts on the most recent concert or anything like that?
Yeah, I thought our most recent concert went great. And something I do really appreciate about Revitalizer is, like Aaron said, the songs we play allow different musicians to kind of shine through in different parts of our set. And it's really fun to take on different roles within the band. Sometimes playing more of a lead part. Sometimes I'm really in that standard bass player niche, just kind of holding down the groove. But it's been really fun to play with all these awesome musicians and just be able to experience some great music.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I want to add one more thing to the song selection is recently I've been considering a lot more kind of themed type concerts. So we usually play sets that are based around the name of the concert. So if we play in the metal night, we played a little bit of a heavier set, for example. This semester I'm looking to play kind of a more jazz rock type fusion set for the small groups concert because I come from a jazz musician background. So I'm looking to find a saxophone player and see if we can get some of the best saxophone solos in rock playing at the small groups concert. So that's one thing that I've been considering. And other times we've played theme sets. We played in the Union once, and we played a space theme set for their concert in the spring. Their Pops concert always has a theme. So a couple years ago it was outer space, and we played a space theme set. So I really like playing those space themed concerts or different themed concerts in general. And that's another aspect that I consider when we select our music for particular concerts.
Nice. Do you guys ever do original music?
So the band wrote one original song while Liz and I were on our away semester. So I don't know too much about that process, and unfortunately none of the members who were involved in writing that are here. But they did play their original piece at last year's Battle of the Bands, and I think it went over pretty well. I'm always looking forward to writing new music. I would love to get involved in writing music, but it's a very time-consuming process, and the workloads that a lot of us deal with as students is very difficult to continue to write music. I find myself struggling to even learn a new cover nowadays.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. I'm curious about your guys' kind of goes back to the formation of the band, your name, Revitalizer. Has that always been the name of the band? Has that changed over time? Where did that kind of come from?
Yeah, so since I got together with my buddy Alex, we went to the RMA, and they're like, yeah, you guys can make a small group, but you need a name. So I was like, hey, Alex, what are we going to make our band name? And neither of us had any idea, but we wanted it to be some kind of alliterative type thing with Rensselaer or RPI. So I looked up R words that in the dictionary, and I just went through and figured which of these sounds the most like rock sounding. So originally we were the Rensselaer Revitalizers, which was eventually shortened to just Revitalizer after we realized that sounded terrible. So we pitched to the RMA and we said we're going to be Revitalizer, and that's been our name ever since.
Sweet. What has your guys' process been for preparing for the Battle of the Bands?
Practicing.
Weekly rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So we practice every week on Tuesday nights, and a lot of the songs that we'll be playing this weekend on Friday is songs that we've already played before. So a lot of that just comes in refining our sound and how we decide to play each individual song. And one of our songs, I'm not going to spoil too much, the end, it's very improv-like and flowy. And we're trying to use that to feature the members of the band and play in a different way than we played the song last time. So we're adjusting some of the songs in the way that we play them, and we're also practicing weekly to really nail the tone and the sound of each song.
Nice. What makes you, or I should say, what kind of things can we expect to see at the Battle of Bands? I don't know if you want to give out your whole set list, but, what kind of, you kind of were alluding to what kind of vibes and maybe songs should we be expecting from you guys next Friday?
I think the song choices are very popular. I think a lot of people will know them. It'll be really great to have the audience kind of participate and sing along. I think that our energy is pretty high. We'll be able to mesh well on stage and really be performers. At the end goal about us is, we're trying to win, but we're also trying to provide a good show and have fun. So if we can mesh well on stage and entertain the audience, then my goal is achieved regardless of what place we end up getting.
Awesome. And you guys will be performing third at the Battle of Bands. If it starts at 7, that's going to be what, 8 o'clock or roughly-ish, maybe a little later?
Yeah, around 8. Everything always runs late.
Yeah.
So if you want to see us, I would tune in on Friday at 8 o'clock, and you'll probably catch a little bit of the group before us.
Nice. Yeah, it'll be at the Rensselaer Union, but also somewhat broadcasted on WRPI. There's a hockey game going on the exact same time. So anytime there's not hockey happening, we'll be playing the Battle of the Bands. So maybe you guys will be aired, maybe not. We'll see. But the lineup for the Battle of the Bands is the first band is Supercritical, then Gamma Radiation, we got Revitalizer, then following you guys is Guts, then Entropy, Pseudo Sky, and the last band is Totally Confused. What makes you guys think that you have the ability to win the Battle of the Bands? Not that you've been super cocky or anything so far, but, do you guys think you have that ability to win the Battle of the Bands? You're going up against Guts, which is the reigning champs from last year. Do you guys think you have what it takes to win this thing?
I think we've got a really popular set that'll motivate people, and they'll come out of our set list feeling hyped and energized, and I think that's a big factor. I think that we can really be entertainers, and I think that we have been together for a long time. We got steep competition. I'm only familiar with Guts, so a lot of these newer bands are working on less rehearsal time and less chemistry than us. So,
And we got a real good setup of very good instrumentalists.
Nice. Is there anything interesting you guys play? You got any choreography or anything crazy that you got planned?
Yeah.
I think we just vibe on stage.
That's all improv.
We just do what we want. It's really hard to do anything crazy in a set when you're also trying to sound good.
True.
If you see people perform live, most of the time they're doing flips and stuff. They're playing to a backing track or a pre-recorded track. So
You ain't gonna see me doing flips.
all our instrumentation is live and real. We don't have any tracks or backing or anything, so everything you hear is 100% authentic, and that makes it hard to do fancy moves, but we still get up there and we perform for people.
Nice. It's raw. It's live music. That's what the people want. But what will be fun is if you guys have whoever's singing the other person, have them be like the hype man, up there going crazy, jump, get in the crowd, lively and stuff like that. I know 2 years ago at the Battle of the Bands, they had a bunch of chairs in the viewing area. Last year they didn't. I don't think they're going to have that this year. So maybe we'll see if there's a pit or something going on during your guys' section. Definitely, you guys got to warm up the crowd for when the Guts plays afterwards and bursts everybody's eardrums out. Everyone's to be able to hear before they play. So, do you guys have any future plans or anything scheduled or anything after the Battle of the Bands that we should be looking forward to?
We are playing at the Small Groups concert, which is tentatively scheduled for December 13th and 14th. The venue hasn't been decided. Historically, it's been an MPAC Studio Beta, but we'll be playing one of those dates, probably Friday. but it'll vary depending on people's schedules. So we'll be playing one of those dates, and that's not covered by RPI TV usually, but it is covered by the RMA YouTube channel. So that'll be up on the RMA YouTube channel to watch after also.
Awesome. I have one last question for every one of you. So I've done a lot of interviews here on WRPI. One interview, the first one I ever did was with this local band called Girth Control, right? I always like to mention them. And they have a song and an album called What Got You Stoked in the First Place. And what it's about is, singing about what got you interested in music, playing with your friends, having a good time and stuff. So the question I pose to all of you is, what got you stoked in the first place? Whoever wants to answer first can go for it.
I can start.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Liz. Did you want to go first?
Band or music itself?
Either one. Just music, playing music, playing in bands, having fun, that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a bass player. I have forever been kind of part of the rhythm section. And when I first started playing, that was more out of necessity than anything else. I had a friend who was a guitarist and a friend who was a drummer that needed a bass player. Classic, how did I become a bass player's origin story.
Nice.
But I think that the feeling of just sort of being in the pocket when you're playing a song and really feeling locked in with your fellow musicians and kind of being in the flow state and just feeling the music that you're playing, that's what keeps me going. I'm chasing that feeling. I'm just trying to play some awesome music.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've played trumpet since I was in 5th grade, and I really just liked performing. Again, I said I came from a jazz background for the most part. My dad listened to a lot of classic rock, so that's kind of how I got merged into that world. And then I picked up the guitar when I was in 7th grade, and I just fell in love with it. My first live performance was when I was in 10th grade. Prior to COVID. It was a big deal because we had this live performance set, and it was supposed to be a ticketed event, but they had announced on the day of our show, or the day prior to our show, that Friday, March 13th, that we wouldn't be going into school on Monday. So our ticketed event got canceled, and we performed live for everyone who was in the building that Friday. And that was the first time I had ever played guitar live, and it really was an amazing experience. And then the following year, the same show they had every year, it's like a talent show for the school. Same show, it was all recorded virtual. We couldn't perform in front of a live audience. And then finally, my senior year, I haven't been able to replicate the level of joy, pure joy that I felt playing on stage since. Just playing guitar in front of a live audience, have people cheering, clapping for you all the time, doing crazy stunts. My rhythm guitarist, he played the guitar behind his head for one of our songs. The pianist played the piano backwards. We did all kinds of crazy things, but that was a really great show that I really enjoyed playing, and I carried over that joy of playing guitar live into college, and I just really wanted to keep doing that, so that's why I ended up starting Revitalizer, to keep that momentum going.
Awesome. Liz?
Well, as a vocalist, I mean, I believe everyone sings in the shower, no? At what level do you decide that, hey, I like this so much, I'm going to go stand up on stage and everyone's just going to hear my voice unedited, just all alone? But I've always been a music kid. I've been born and raised by rock parents. I tried to bring AC/DC Thunderstruck in for show and tell in 1st grade.
Nice.
Unfortunately did not work, but I mean, band also as a trumpet. Ironic. A little bit ironic that both of us are trumpet players. Maybe a little bit too ironic, but yeah, band. And I've always been a theater kid, always been in chorus, and that's one of many, but I developed a pride for my own voice. I mean, hell, there's always the imposter syndrome, but there's just something about being able to communicate the emotion through the tone of your voice. That's just, it's a vibe.
I agree. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Do you have any other final thoughts or words of wisdom or anything to give to the audience?
I just want to say thank you for having us on your show. I really appreciate it. Just keep an eye out for us. All our show dates are posted on we're an official RMA small group, so all our show dates are posted on the RMA Instagram. We try to have a more active social media presence, but it's been difficult for us to keep our own social medias up. So the best way to contact us is through the RMA Instagram. And I'm excited to play for everyone at the Battle of the Bands and at future concerts. So just keep an eye out for us on campus.
Awesome, yeah. Once again, the Battle of the Bands is next Friday, November 7th at 7 p.m. in the Rensselaer Union. Come check it out. It'll be a fun old time. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Keep it locked here on WRPI Troy.